Your move, your move.
What's up guys, it's Rogue2 here and welcome back to yet another amazing video on the channel. This has been a very Invoked themed couple of videos and we're going to be wrapping it up with of course a test hand video of the Invoked deck profile I showcased last Friday. Make sure you do check out that video and also our combo guide so you can further understand what is in the deck and why I'm doing the plays that I am doing. But if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you do leave a like and subscribe down below. Also leave a comment whilst you're there. I enjoy reading every single one of them. Also make sure you check out our membership program if you want to be even further involved with this channel. But without any further ado, we're going to start by shuffling our deck a couple of times and we're going to be doing 3 test hands and seeing how the deck does. They should be relatively quick test hands. Invoked isn't a very complicated deck at all to play. You just got to know the correct way of doing things because there are restrictions on some of the cards we play and we've got to work around those as best as possible. So I think the deck is, I did power shuffle the deck before off camera and now we've shuffled it again. So let's see what our first hand is. Going first. We have a Fenrir, Magnamute, a Pop Prosperity, a Dark Ruler No More, and a Magical Meltdown. That seems like a pretty good hand. Of course, going second, we have the Dark Ruler No More, which is absolutely beautiful. But I guess we start our turn with a Magical Meltdown. Magical Meltdown, of course, gets us our Alistair. Now we're going to special summon our Fenrir and use Fenrir effect. Beautiful thing is that if we did open the branded fusion, which we still might be able to do, we have an immediate discard of our Lubellion for the second Fenrir. But I guess now what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon our Alistair just because we don't want to be revealing Invocation with our Pot of Prosperity and adding Invocation to our hand. Now, let's just sort out everything quick. We're going to activate our Pot of Prosperity. We're going to be banishing a few cards here. I guess we banish the Chaos Angel, we banish our Xyz, and one other card that we can banish. We can always just banish the second copy of Mikaba. That's 3 cards. I apologize for different color sleeves. I just got back from holiday. I want to get this video out. We're going to cut the deck, of course, and then we're going to reveal 3 and see what we're going to get. Because, of course, we open the branded fusion, we can't have Link summoned beforehand, hence why I don't want to commit to the Invocation play just yet. Bestial Lubellion, another Magical Meltdown, and a Nadir's Servant. I'll be taking the Nadir's Servant. That is an amazing pickup right there. Now we can commit, well, I guess we have to commit, to the Link summon so that we can get our Dogmatica package online. Now we're going to be activating our Invocation, banishing Alistair and a light monster. I'm going to summon our second Mikaba. And this goes to the graveyard. This is banished alongside our other banished cards. Let me sort that out quickly. Now we can activate the Nadir's Servant, send the Ash Dragon to the graveyard, adding our Dogmatica Ecclesia. We're going to special our Dogmatica Ecclesia off its effect. We're going to use its effect to add the Dogmatica Punishment to our hand. And this, of course, is already in the graveyard. Now what we're going to do, we're going to set our Dogmatica Punishment, but I'm going to leave it face up just so you guys can see. We're going to use Invocation effect, put Alistair back in our hand, put this in our deck and shuffle it. And then we're going to proceed to go to the end phase where the Ash Dragon is going to activate, adding Fleur de Lis to our hand. So I think that's a pretty insane test hand there. It just shows you exactly why I think Invoked has so much potential. We still have 5 cards in our hand. Of course, 3 of them are known, being the Fenrir, Alistair, and Fleur de Lis. We also have a punishment, a negate for a Omni negate for a spell, or for a monster here. We can always pitch a Fenrir, which saves us pitching the Alistair and kickstarting our engine all over again next turn. And of course, we have a Fleur de Lis, which can negate a monster effect, a face-up banishment of the Fenrir, and a pop 2, since we do play the Elder Entity Entis. So really insane. And of course, we're going second. We hard opened the Dark Ruler No More, so that is just absolutely beautiful. And that was a very good first hand. So let me just reset the deck, and we're going to get on to combo number 2. Okay, put this in the extra deck, and let's give it another power shuffle. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the content recently. I know we are very close to 1,700 subscribers, which is really nice. I believe we're around 1,660 at the time of this video. So if you are new, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We are very, very close to the 2K, where there will be yet another giveaway. We did a massive giveaway at 1K, and we'll do yet another giveaway at 2K. So we power shuffle deck. Apologies for the glare as well. I'm not in UK, I'm back home, so I don't have my usual setup, which means I have to use a very different setup with a very different stand, which lets the glare sort of be right in the middle here. So I do apologize for that. So we power shuffled. We're gonna let our opponent cut, and we're gonna go first again. What we're gonna get? We already have a negate here, an Alistair the Invoker, Magical Meltdown, Ultimate Slayer, and a Nadir Servant. So we still have an amazing hand. We also opened the Ultimate Slayer or going second, so I think our going second ratios are pretty good at the moment. Ultimate Slayer, if you didn't know, let's say we were going second, I'm going to show you going first. We can hit any type of extra deck monster here. We have the Synchro, the Xyz, the Link, and of course the Fusion. Fusion preferred because we can immediately send the Entis and get a second pop, but we're going first now. I always start off with a Meltdown. Yes, it means we're going to have all three Alistairs in our hand, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because they do have that attack gain that could come up in the damage step, so I don't usually mind having three. It's kind of annoying because if they bestial you, you have to use one from hand, but that's okay. Add Alistair, normal Alistair, use Alistair effect, grab the invocation. You've seen all of this before, it's a very similar play. Link off into Artemis, Fusion, make our Merkaba. Opening multiple Alistairs does sort of hinder the amount of negates you can have, but we're still going to have quite a few interruptions here. We're going to use the Nadir Servant, as you've seen before. We are going to send Ash Dragon to the graveyard. This is where we grab our Dogmatica Ecclesia, wherever she may be. Special it of her effect. Grab our Dogmatic Punishment. This goes to the graveyard. We're going to set our Dogmatic Punishment, use Invocation effect. Make sure that if you're playing against a Runic matchup, it might actually be a good shout to not even put it back in the deck in the first place. You can always just put it back during your turn, because of course during their turn they're going to be banishing quite a few cards. So that's just top tip from Rogue Tier himself. And then we're going to proceed to go to the end phase, where Ash Dragon is going to get us our really cool ad. And hence why I love playing the trap, because before I wasn't playing the trap and I'd add the Fleur de Lis off the Ecclesia anyway, sort of wasting the Ash Dragon. But at least this way, it gives me the extra sort of advantage. And even if I hard open it, it's not a brick because I can kickstart my engines. I can always send the appropriate branded dragon to get the appropriate branded fusion card from my deck to my hand. So that is the end board again. We have again a spell Omni Negate or monster Omni Negate. I guess here we definitely pitch an Alistair for a monster Omni Negate, and I guess they just sort of think that we don't have any more, and then next time we hit them with a surprise that we do have another one. We also have the Fleur de Lis, of course, for another monster negate, and the punishment for a pop of a monster and another card. I think during the Labyrinth matchup is where we struggle most, so it might even be worth, if we're against Labyrinth, to just keep the punishment in hand. This lets us play around evenly matched as well, and of course if when they activate a trap card we can negate it with Merkaba, but I usually just preset it unless I know going first that they might have the evenly matched. I just keep it in hand and I play around it like that, because I can negate the evenly matched with the Merkaba. If they open two, that's not too bad, I guess, because they're using two cards, you know, to sort of wipe my field, and I've used my Merkaba, so I always usually just get rid of it anyways. And in that situation, I'd keep the Ecclesia, and I'd have the Fleur de Lis for the negate when they do summon a monster from the extra deck. So it's not too bad if they open two evenlies in that situation. So let's go for the third and final test hand here. Make sure we do cut. Hopefully we can see some of our other engines. Believe it or not, we still have two other engines that we haven't seen. Well, you've sort of seen the Bestial, but you haven't seen the Fusion Destiny package yet. I sort of do want to show it to you. And we haven't opened any of the bricks either, which I am grateful for. Alistair the Invoker, Bestial Jerusalem, Ultimate Slayer, and Alistair the Invoker. So I'm going to pretend we're going to go second for this one, and Ultimate Slayer isn't once per turn, which is why I think it's great. Of course, going second, we would have Jerusalem them during their turn, which is always a dub. And then during our turn, we can Ultimate Slayer them. It doesn't really matter what we send. I'm going to send something that doesn't matter, like the Xyz. Let's say they're playing Kashtira. We Ultimate Slayer them, send the... I don't know actually if we could Ultimate Slayer them if they had the Arise Heart on field, but we can just send the Xyz or send something, not the Synchro in this situations, I do want to show you a cool play, but if they have a fusion monster, you are laughing as well. What we're going to do now is we're going to normal summon our Alistair the Invoker. We're going to grab the Invocation to our hand. And I guess what's cool here, where's this card? This is a Meltdown. I don't know where that's come from. I guess what's cool about this hand is that we can immediately synchro away. Yes, we won't have a light, but since we have the second Alistair in hand, it doesn't matter. So we're going to immediately synchro away into our Chaos Angel. And now we can use our Invocation. We can use the Alistair in hand, or the one that's already in the graveyard with some of your opponent's cards as well. Make sure you can use stuff from their graveyard as well. We only do play the Macabre or the Agoides, so if we did send a fusion off, the Ultimate Slayer would have that. If not, we're going to have to steal a light monster from our opponent's graveyard. And of course, Jerusalem would send a card from their field to the grave. We summon our Macabre. We have a banishment of the Chaos Angel. We can use the Invocation to get Alistair back into our hand, which is pretty nice. And this is a lot of damage on board alone. I believe this is 7k, 3-5 and 2-5. And of course we have the Alistair during the damage step to pitch for exact game if they have nothing else on the field. So that is the end of this sort of combo guide. I hope I did show you guys most of what the deck can do. We are, of course, playing the Fusion Destiny package as well, which we didn't show off. But I think you guys know what that does by now. All it does is it's going to get you DP, and it's going to get you insane advantage. If you have the Magical Meltdown as well, when you summon the DP and use its effect immediately, they can't respond, which is pretty nice. So if you do enjoy this type of content, as I said, make sure you do leave a like. We are very close to 1,700 subscribers, and I would appreciate every single one of you who sees this video to subscribe and let me know if you enjoyed this type of video or not. And also in the comments, write what is your favorite deck of all time. I'll start with mine. Mine is, of course, Invoked. What is yours? Please do let me know, and I'll see you all in the next video.
It's time! Let's go!